Good morning, everybody. Of course, it's your girl here, Abby Chichi, representing Simboya Tatumuziwa Bwanji, Abby's Cake Streets and Accessories here. Yes, your number one baker, vibes on vibes, lady here. Yeah. So, guys, today I want to be talking about something interesting. Based on the audience I may be viewing, yeah, I don't know whether the guys was friendly, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So what I want to talk about today is the effectiveness of a person staying alone to one's growth. Yeah. I've come to realize that one staying alone really contributes very effectively to their growth. Yeah. Because okay, this basically happened yesterday. I was just doing a number of things. Firstly, it started by how I got up in the morning. I had a class at 7, a practical, and I was like, oh, I don't feel like getting out of bed, but I have to get out of bed. So staying alone gives you this I don't want to, but I have to kind of mentality, which is good for one's growth and one's personality, or per se. Yeah, it's good in those lines. So like the other thing was I had laundry to do. Yeah, it wasn't even that much, but the weather isn't giving like touching the water. But then when you're living alone, you get to realize, say, like, let me say 13 years ago, laundry was like a walkover thing because I wasn't the one doing it, you get. And it was so easy because someone else is doing it for you and you're just there, you just put on, you don't know how how stressful it is to do it and everything. And then now you think of the aspect where you have to do it. You don't want to do it, but you have to do it because you only have two options. Either you wear dirty clothes, or you let your clothes pile up and you end up having nothing to wear at all. So obviously you would rather do the laundry before it piles up and then have less stress. So like really staying alone really builds you up in so many aspects, physically, mentally, even spiritually. Yeah, you tend to grow on your own, like a lot when you tend to grow a lot, like spiritually, when you're alone, because like you just have this time to yourself, like meditating, just having a recheck on certain things maybe that you've done in your life, and you just feel like you need some time to yourself. Like when you're alone, you can easily do that. I'll also give another example. Like, let's say when you're sick, right? And you're around people, or you're around the family at home and everything, you have that mentality to say, I'm not feeling well, like I can't do this. And then there's somebody to help you do it. And then now, this is the other scenario where you're now staying alone and you are very sick, but you have to get up, take a bath, and get back into bed, get up, get yourself to the clinic, get some medication, and you're alone. So you would find like you have this stronger version of yourself when you're alone, because you know that even if you don't want to do something, you have to do it. And even like when you're staying alone, you get to manage your finances as well. Like, I'll give an example. Let's say you're given, like, for me, since I'm a student, you're given money, and if you're given, like, let's say the same amount of money while you're home, you just say, I'll use this money because maybe like I'll ask again for more. But when you're at school, you get to realize, you say, I'm not home. I don't know what's going on there. So it's best I manage this. I use this wisely. So you also get to budget whenever using finances when you're staying alone. The other aspect I want to talk about is academic wise. So, like when I was younger, I used to be so reluctant knowing that, oh, when I'm given homework, I'll just take it home and my brothers will help me with it. Yeah. So all my brothers would help me with homework, but I have one brother of mine that I used to trouble most of the time, Dr. D Daliso. I'm sure he can attest to this. I don't know whether he'll be viewing this, but yeah. I would come back with homework and he used to try to trap me every time by saying, go solve it first, go solve it. And I'll be like, I'm not understanding anything. Then I remember when I came to university in 2023, when I was in first year, um, I didn't know how to do a number of computer related things because I didn't take computer studies or yeah in secondary. Yeah, I used to avoid it, yeah, and things like that. And now I had to pay the price. So now, if I was home and I was struggling with the computer, I would have easily just rushed and said, oh, my brother is here. Let me just go to him and ask on how I can do this. And he would always say, Abigail, you need to learn, you need to learn, you need to learn, you know? And then I had to just start getting around the PC, trying to try this and there, and then eventually I got a hang of it because I had to type assignments and all that. So I realized like when you get to stay alone, you grow more and you also understand that even if you don't want to do something, you have to. Because imagine you leave a dirty plate, right? No one is coming to pick it up after you. Nobody's going to wash it. It will be there for 5 days, 6 days, and so on until you get up, get the plate, and wash it. So, indeed, there is great effectiveness of a person staying alone, even if it means like it's just a one time thing in one's life. Like, I feel like that aspect of a person really staying alone really builds that that inner ability and capacity that we have, that we possess, but we tend to be too reluctant when we are around the family, when you're around people that you know they can help you and things like that. But when you're alone, you're like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. I need to. So it brings about that kind of aspect, which is good actually. It's very beneficial to one's personnel. Yeah, it's very beneficial. So just wanted to share this story. Yeah, so I really used to trouble him honestly. He'll be like, no, go solve it. And then I'll help you. I'll be like, no, you just solve it for me. And then he'll solve it. And then I'll tell him, you also need to explain. He'll be like, I'll explain to you later. Then you eventually explain. Then again, when I'm given homework, I know, okay, there's someone to help me with the homework. So, and then now when you're at university, you know, like, oh, there's no one coming to help you. You just have to figure things out. You can consult from your friends, but like not everybody will have maybe the same agenda or good intentions towards you. They might give you the correct way of doing it or they might mislead you to doing it in the wrong way. So like most definitely family, they won't do that. They will help you where you need help. And then you tend to be so comfortable. So indeed, staying alone makes you get out of that comfort zone and realize your potential and work on it. And yeah, so I'm just beginning to discover so many things. Yeah, so yesterday I got out of bed. I was like, I don't want to get out of bed and go to class, but I have to because my grades depend on that, and I'm going to miss out a lot if I don't go. And again, even the laundry, I was like, if I don't wash it, it's going to pile up, and I'll end up feeling even more lazy to wash it when it has piled up. So let me just wash it. It's cold, I know, but let me just wash it. And then I did it. So yeah, I'm learning a lot, yeah, self discovery. It also brings about, yeah, self discovery. You discover your weaknesses, your strengths, how you can meddle around with them, how you can help yourself in times of distress, in times of trouble, how you can just get up, even when you're sick, how you can assist yourself, or even how to look after yourself better to avoid getting sick because you know you are alone. And if you get worse or you get sick, it's really going to be a very uncomfortable state for yourself. So, yeah, be sure to learn from the video. Bye. Even if you don't want to do something, but you have to have that kind of mentality in your life. Bye.